What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with breaking news. So Coach Prime set the record straight about these young men hitting the portal. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Boulder. Let's get it. Let's go. Today is spring media day for Coach Prime. He sat down with the media and talked about various different topics in regards to the Colorado Buffaloes football team. Cormani McClain got brought up. LaJohntay Wester and Jimmy Horn got brought up. But more importantly, he talked about these players hitting the portal. He actually talked about players also making their way up to Boulder, official visits this upcoming weekend and some of next weekend at the Black and Gold Spring game. But with all that being said, let's roll the footage.
I got time today. What we losing?
Potential starters and
Potential.
depth.
Where?
Tight end, running back.
You haven't been watching practice, huh? Amen. We good. We're good. I trust the recruiting team. I trust our coaches. And please have some faith in me. We good. We all right. We all right. What happens with the portal, man, and you guys need to know, a lot of people are fighting for backups. When a guy's a starter and he transfers, you got to really think about that. I mean, is he really that? I don't know how many starters have really transferred around the country. I think we got some coming in from visits pretty soon, maybe even this weekend. But we can attract those type of players, but I don't think we're losing those type of players. And if we do, we're good. We're good. Quit making a big deal out of nothing.
Hi, Coach Adam.
God, I want to say so much stuff, but I can't. God, I want to say so much stuff. I keep remembering my head coach. Let's go.
Adam Oster Tiger 24/7 Sports. Kind of building off that. What do you view as your needs in the transfer portal as you kind of fortify this roster?
Always depth. I think every coach wants depth. You want depth at the offensive line. We're going to bring in several more of those guys, defensive interior guys as well. We got pass rushers coming. A couple already signed. I think we got 4 defensive backs as well. That's coming, 2 already signed. Linebacker, a couple linebackers gonna come in. What else? I think we already signed. We already got a commitment from the tight end, I believe. So I think we're good. I know where we are. You'll find out where we are real soon.
Coach, Scott, how you doing? Scott Proctor at the Coloradoan. More of a mental health question. I saw you share a moment the other day with Namir Robinson.
Yeah.
Just kind of asking him how he was doing.
Yeah.
How do you, as a program, kind of make sure guys stay even keel with a lot of attention, a lot of pressure, schoolwork, and all? What do you kind of tell them in that regard?
We have tremendous relationships. We know our kids. They know us. We have so many different departments and resources to assist these young men in any form of fashion. And he's a young man that's dear to my heart. I know his father personally, and I can see the spirit on him that he's carrying weight. He's heavy. So I just wanted to let him know we love him, we appreciate him. Anything that he needs, we're there for him. Even if he needs a break, but he's not that kind of guy. He's a workaholic, wants to work hard, wants to work his butt off, want to get in, want to earn a position on a special teams or defense or whatever. And I just appreciate him and his focus through all the turmoil and the trials that he's facing, because we know what they are. It's visible. Everyone knows. But he's rocking steady, man, and I got a lot of respect for him. He's a good young man, too. God, his father raised a good young man. Yes, sir.
Hey, Coach. Pat Graham, Associated Press. As far as recruiting the transfer portal, you have a couple aces up your sleeve, and Shiloh and Shador are kind of recruiting through Instagram. How much is that?
Let's stop right there. I think most prominent players at every program are probably your best recruiters. We have a recruiting department that's superb and they're elite, I really feel. But I wish you could have a conversation with Shador and just tell him to just show you his DM one time. You would not believe the kids that call him or call Shiloh, because they're high-profile young men that calls Travis, that calls Jimmy, that calls some of the guys that has been here, that it's the standard to fill us out, to see where we are. Because a lot of young men we can't talk to. It's not legal. So what do? They communicate through one another. You guys got to learn that stuff. That's how the communication starts. And that's how it works. So when Shiloh was making a joke, which he was, about hit me up, my brother, offensive, defense, or whatever, it's a joke, but it's actually real. That's how stuff happens. Players recruit players, man. We do a wonderful job as the staff, but they got to be validated by players because they played with those players that you're talking about, either in high school at an all-star game. They know somebody that knows somebody. That's how the recruiting thing works, man, for real. It's players. They know who the dogs are and who the cats are. Sometimes we get caught up in the personal aspect of it. We may know the uncle or know the father or trying to, be a refuge for the mother. But no, players know players and how they get down.
Were you bummed that Kermani left?
Excuse me?
Were you bummed that Kermani left?
I want the best for him, man. I really do. I want that kid to soar. I want him to man up. I want him to be the best possible athlete and human being and person that he could possibly be. I want him to fulfill all those dreams that his mother and he desires. I really, really do, man. I think he's a young man that's going to find his way real soon. And sometimes you need to disconnect from something to reconnect to something else, to restart you and re-energize you and stabilize you. But I don't dislike any of the kids that may leave, man, because I just want the best of them. I really do. I'm just crazy like that. I really want the best for all these kids, no matter what transpires in their life.
Hey, Coach, Tyler King with the Denver Gazette. We've heard some people say this spring that Omarion Miller has kind of flashed as he's getting ready for his sophomore season. What have you seen from him, and how big of a role do you feel like he can play for this offense going forward?
Well, I don't know what role he's going to play, but the kid can flat out play the game. He's really good. Coach Phillips was on his butt every day in getting him to be consistent, not only in his play, but understanding the game and taking that step up that he desires to be that guy. He has like 3 alpha guys out there with him, and he has to be one of those. You can't fall back with those guys in that meeting room. Those guys are dogs, and there's 4 other dogs that's on their way right now as we speak. So that kid can play the game. I can't wait to see him put it all together, and he's putting it all together right now, right before our eyes.
Hi, Coach. Taylor Sadusky with BuffSpeak. Have you? I know that you always strive to have discipline and passion be a huge part of the program, and how it sometimes overshines talent. Mm-hmm. Have you seen a huge emphasis of players holding each other accountable and just keeping this going?
Yeah, that's part of the maturation of this team. That's part of the unity of this team. That's part of the leadership. I have a leadership group on this team that consists of probably 17 players or more that I meet with every week, and we recharge them and energize them and give them good words of wisdom and that they can abide by and go out and execute. And they kind of police the locker room and do what they need to do on the field as well. I love where they are, who they are, and how they get down. And not all of those young men are starters. You don't have to be a great athlete or starter or NFL destined player to be a leader. We got leaders that come in all type of packages. No.
Coach Sean Keeler, Denver Post.
My
I'm
man.
glad your man. You mentioned depth.
Yeah.
How challenging is it not just keeping that, holding that, because it has to get hurt, you know that better than anybody.
Right.
But building chemistry and culture when there's that much turnover every spring or something like that.
I think that's with every school. That's not just here. That's with every school. You guys just are compensated to pay attention to us a little more than anybody else, but that's with everyone. The truth of the matter is, I mean, everybody's fighting for depth. That's what you're fighting for, those guys. You're fighting to really get those ones that are pro-minded and they have that capability of going to the league and producing here. But then you want those guys right behind that's waiting their turn, that cannot wait. And you don't want that guy to be a 3. You want that guy to be a kind of a 1.5 and not truly a 2, that they have competition. Right now, the changes you see in the portal are a lot of 2s, man. That's not. I'm not saying that about us, but that's what usually transfers in the portal from place to place. And some of those guys are going to go and they're going to be a 1 somewhere else, which is a beautiful thing. And I think that's what they desire. And that's what the goal is, to be a starter, to go to the NFL and live that dream, man. And I'm all for them. I want them to do so.
Hey, Coach. Jack Harlow with Buffalo's Wire. With the spring game coming up in about a week, do you anticipate kind of running it similar to what you did last year in terms of, I think you had like 1 offense, 2 defense?
Yeah. Because one's offense playing against the 2 defense. Don't the 2 defense want to be the 1 defense? Okay. And then you have the 1 defense playing against the 2 offense, and that 2 offense wants to be the 1. Then you have times where you may mix it up 1 versus 1. But if you don't go 1 versus 2, how are you going to tell that those 2s are capable of playing against 1s? That's the way we practice every day. That's the way we kind of place things. I like that thought process, and then 3s go against 3s. So I hate to say 1, 2, and 3. Let's just say black, white, or gold. Let's just put it like that to give them their respect.
Coach Troy Finnegan, CU Sports Report. Dylan Edwards talked to us about how he's kind of rounding out his skill set, playing a little bit more receiver. What have you seen from his development, and how do you imagine he'll be used this year?
Dylan is a tremendous asset. We're going to try to get the ball to Dylan in all forms of facets. We got some pretty good receivers. So he has to develop that tremendously to be able to take a receiver off the field to put a running back out there. That's kind of tough. That's asking a bit much, especially with you know who we have coming here as receiver and who we have already in house. But Dylan, man, I mean, just splitting him out at times and seeing him in front of a linebacker out wide is a scary thought. And Pat is going to do a great job, man, of getting him the ball where he needs to get the ball on the go. He's developing, running the ball inside as well. As you know, he could get outside and he change the speeds, change the pace, and his burst. And his mental and physical toughness is above par. We're proud of him. We really are.
Hey, Coach. Brian Howell with the Daily Camera. I have 2 questions for you. First off, with the tight ends, what are you seeing out of like Savell and Morgan that gives you
Tremendous
confidence?
athletes. Tremendous athletes. Hand-eye coordination, can catch the ball, can get vertical. They're physical, defensive guys, you know. So they got that it, man. They really do. But they're athletes. They're really versatile.
And then offensive line, who specifically? I know you've talked about
All of
they look better, but like
All of them.
all.
Yeah,
Is
it
it-
ain't
is it-
just one just saying, "Hey, I'm standing out." No, these guys are a tremendous group and they're a tremendous family. You rarely see one without the other. You rarely see one of those guys anywhere. You see 3 or 4 of them together at all times. And tell you what, Rock, I would call him Rock. Tyler is Brown is killing. He's probably grading higher than the guys on a daily basis, and he's consistent as I don't know what. But you talking about physicality and being able to run the ball, we should be able to do that.
Is it a combination of talent and also more cohesion among that group?
Phil is really good. Phil is really good. Phil Loro is really good at what he does. He's been there. He's done that. They respect that. They admire that. They try to embody that and emulate that. And his communication skills are impeccable. Gunner's done a phenomenal job as well. But these are different kids, man. I don't know if you guys have had the pleasure to meet any of them, talk to them. It's different, aren't they? In which way? Anybody else? What's the? Yeah. And physicality on the field. You guys would know that, but it's a different game. It's a different game that they're playing. Like they're really play. They really have a why. Not saying that nobody else didn't. They really have a why, and they're out there fulfilling that, man. I love the way they attack practice, and they're holding one another truly accountable. They don't play about each other. I'm proud of that.
On the note of players recruiting players,
Yeah.
Shedeur made it very well known that he wanted LeJounte Wester.
Yeah.
What have you seen from those two, especially from
Oh, my
LeJounte?
God. LeJounte is a pro, man. He's a Florida boy, and he comes with that dog mentality, that swagger in him that he's making Jimmy go get it. Jimmy already was a go-getter, but now Jimmy is, all right, I got that. Shoot, you see what he doing over there? Like, it's very competitive, and I like it. Shedeur's been doing that, so I don't know why you guys go crazy about, is that me? I don't know why you guys go crazy about them recruiting. That's how it goes. That's how the story goes. You guys been knowing that. That's one of our best recruiters. Shedeur is unbelievable. Yeah, you don't think with all these kids that come in here and they don't want to meet Shedeur, Charlotte or Travis or some of our key guys, like that's what they request. So those guys make themselves available for those young men. We got a bunch of guys coming up, I know, spring weekend, and I'm pretty sure we're going to make sure we have some tremendous hosts that are happy with the program and played here and doing some phenomenal things on and off the field.
NFL draft is about 10 days away or
Yep.
so, and almost immediately after it happens, we're going to get the think pieces about next year, and we're going
Right.
to start getting the breakdowns about next year. Just curious, before we get to that point, who is your NFL comp for Shedeur?
I don't do that. I don't compare my kids to nobody's kids to another kid. I want them to be the first of somebody, not the second of somebody. I don't do that. I don't comp them to nobody. Ain't another Travis out there. Ain't another Shedeur out there. Ain't another Shiloh and Jimmy or LeJounte. I mean, shoot. These dogs on the line, I don't. NFL does that foolishness. I don't even know if that even sticks. They're always trying to do that to pique your interest. I don't believe in that. And I don't know who reported that. I said there were several teams that my kids wasn't going to. Whoever did that is a liar, and that's stupid. And I like to track that. I like to track that stuff down and hold people accountable in the media, man. Like, they should not be able to tweet or text or something like when they put something stupid out like that. That was, I don't know who ran with that. Who was the first one reported that?
It was me, Coach.
Yeah. I don't like you, son.
I'm Shiloh. I'm your favorite.
Hey, they tripping about your post.
You told him I'm trying to win.
But isn't that how it always goes? Remember, we was in South Carolina. You had people calling you about wanting to come to Jackson with you, right?
Yeah, it's about players. Like what you said in your interview yesterday was spot on.
What did I say? I don't remember.
Like you're not just the first person you're gonna reach out to isn't really just gonna be a coach. It's gonna be a player.
Right.
One of your friends, you know.
They're gonna check the temperature. They're gonna see how the program is because another player is gonna tell them that.
They don't know that's how the NFL is too, by the way.
Yeah, he's right. Exactly. One more, so I get out of here. Because Charlotte's gonna come and have a great time. I'm pretty sure.
That was Coach Prime going in on the current state of the Colorado Buffaloes football team. Get down in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts about this. Keep them bells on because you know I'm bringing you the news. And like always, until next time, shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out.
Bird, you coming. You should have seen by now. Coming. Yeah, they talking about it. We coming. They doubting us. We coming. They saying. We coming. They think it's a game. We coming. I don't give a damn what they say. You best believe. We coming.